Welcome back to the third Silly Site Challenge stream, where Lilly Labs, that consists of me, the senior developer mom, Ula, who's up in the attic and in the chat, junior developer and dad, and our little intern, 5.5. We are making a project we've called Bottled Happiness, which is a web app site where you can click, hover, we're not completely sure about the UI yet, over bottles, and you will hear children laughing. So that's our Silly Site challenge, will be our Silly Site challenge entry. So trying to bring some joy at the end of 2020, and also, as I mentioned in the other streams, for me and Ula to kind of bottle up that amazing laugh that children have. So we haven't gotten Lillian on tape yet, but we will hopefully before the end of December. But Ula has found some example and an example laugh for us that we'll be using today, and I'll show you where we're at and then explain what we're going to be doing today. So I think for us to hear the sound from So this is where we're at. We have the Bottle Happiness app is up and running. We have a fake bottle, and when you click it, you can hear laughter. I don't think you can hear it when I'm sharing my full screen, so I'm just going to share the Chrome tab, and I think you will be able to hear the laughter as well. We'll see if that works. Okay, now we're interested. If somebody is watching, let me know if when I click this bottle, if you hear a sound as well as me, because this is the first time I try to share a sound on the stream. Could you hear that? That would be interesting to know. I know there's a little lag with the what's it called? With the chat. So I'm gonna show you. So all the work that I will be doing on this project, I have to do on stream, but Ula is allowed to do work off stream. So he has made a pull request for the project that I approved, and that got those sounds into the project. So let me know if you could hear that. Yes, you could hear it. You could hear it. Good. Thank you for answering. Then I'll go back to full screen share, so it's easier for me to share what we're doing. There we go. So Ula, our junior dev, did this work using Josh. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. Using Josh's useSound library. And it was fairly easy. Not fairly easy. It was very straightforward, I would say, to do this. So all he had to do, I'm just going to see if we can get it up, bump it up a little bit for you. So what he did was that he added the useSound library or package, module. I don't know. I'm not that good with the terminology. So he added it, and then he imports it, and then he also imports the laugh. So the laugh is kind of imported into the code. And then he uses the useSound. I guess it's a React hook that Josh has made. And he gets back a play function and a stop function. So the play function, I guess, is kind of like a default. And then stop is one of, you can destructure from the other the other things you're getting back here. So, and stop. So on click, it's now play. And I don't think he uses stop yet. But I have made an issue for him because I think it would be kind of cool if the sound came as long as you held your mouse button down. So instead of it like a click and then the sound comes and it runs once, you click down your button on your mouse and then the sound keeps playing on the loop until you release it. So that is his next job to do. So I've written that in I think I wrote that down here for Ola to do as his next pull request. So that will be interesting to see next week. And Lillian is calling me, so I'm just going to answer. Ja, Lillian? Hva fikk du? Vil du komme og vise? Er det Svein?
Det er Kristoffer.
Kristoffer? Kom og vis da. Vil du det? So Lillian just opened her Christmas calendar, or Advent calendar. So she's going to show you what she got. It was a frozen calendar. I'm going to remove this. I always forget that. You don't have to look at the... And if Ola is listening, I need more coffee.
Vet du hva jeg bare kan gjøre da?
Ja, men kom da. Du må komme hit.
Ikke bare da.
Du må komme hit.
Bare sitt på beina. Nina. Oi.
Ok, vis den til kamera. Der. Kamera her, lille. Det er den som filmer. So that is Kristoff from Frozen, the movie. Dabadi, dabadi. Okay, går det opp til pappa igjen?
Bare sitt her, pappa.
Okay.
Stop it, Poppy. Stop it, Poppy.
Okay, so that was Ola's work. So we have gotten some proper sounds going. So what we need to do today is to get the bottles to work. And I'm going to be reaching out for some Josh work again, because he has written an article on something he calls the boop effect. And I think that could be a really fun effect for our bottles as well. So he's saying like this is kind of a boring type of effect. But here you have like, oh, boop, 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 boop. So I'm going to try to read this with everyone watching and kind of get this type of effect on our bottles. But first, we need the bottles. And then I have to understand all of this. Maybe he's made a hook for us. Let's see if he's made a hook we could use. Yeah. He is writing a lot. Like, I love his blog. I think I've said that on every stream now, but look at these like examples he has made that for you to follow along with. I think he's making a CSS course that will be kind of like this, where you read and then there's like interactive elements inside of the text on the course. I'm signed up to get to know whenever that will be happening. And use Spring. Now we're getting somewhere. So he's talking us through the whole process of how he's done this. But we kind of only need the solution, right? So yes, yes, this is exactly what I'm wondering. Why didn't I just publish an NPM module and write a post explaining how to use it like I did with useSound? Surely that would be more convenient both for the reader and the author. Here's the thing. The effect is because this effect is effective because it's rare. I'm not interested in commoditizing it because it would lose its charm. And then it says, Instead, I'd much rather teach folk how to create effects like this and let them run with it. This code will live in your Git repo, not buried in a node modules folder. Tinker with it and see what else it can do. Create things I never could have anticipated, and show me on Twitter. Yes, we'll show you on Twitter. And then it says, this code is mutable, and I hope you'll do some experimentations. If you're really, really feeling adventurous, you could try and incorporate more physics. Maybe the elements should translate in the same direction as the cursor is moving, as if it was blowing in the breeze. Interesting. Here's the final version, ready to copy paste that into your repo. Yes, this is exactly what we want. useBoop. Woohoo! I mean, these boops are just lovely. Boop, boop, boop. It doesn't say anything. You're not missing out. I'm not getting any audio from these in my headphones, but so you're just gonna get my boops, boops. But so should we try to add that just to this fake bottle maybe first? So we'll do that. I am going to copy pasta, just like he said, and then we'll see if we can figure it out. I'm getting everything now. So let's just, we don't want to copy the whole blog post. Why are you so slow? Why are you so slow? For new people joining in, we are using Josh, and I'm not going to try and pronounce his last names, useBoop animation for bottles that we are making with children laughter for the Silly Site Challenge. So as always, let's just check that we are where we should be on the master, yes, and then we'll do a pull in case I haven't pulled down the latest. We are up to date. And then again, as always, we need an issue hookup. Find some good SVG animation tutorials. Yes, we found that. I'll copy this in here. And then we'll make a new issue. Add useBoop to the bottles. So that will be issue 16. Are we in the correct? I am in the completely wrong repo. I am in my personal site, Ray Codes, that I've been trying to revitalize this repo. So let's just get to the correct repo before doing anything else. There we go. Bottled happiness. How many times am I just in the wrong place? There was some new stuff coming in. Check out. useBoop. Number 16. There we go. And then we'll do a yarn dev. It's yarn develop. Oh, Ola says that he has made a new pull request. So we should go and check to see what that is. Not working right, but kind of working. It's an interesting pull request.
Nå skal jeg komme og vinke.
Kom og vink.
Hvor er kamera?
Der er kamera.
Der!
We are looking at your pull request, but I'm going to save that for later because I'm going to work on the useBoop.
Ja, useBoop. Det var ikke den samme. Men jeg visste at jeg hadde lagd noe et sted. I knew I had done something, but I forgot to make the pull request. And now I put the pull request in the comments. Ja, hva sa hun der, Lina?
Jeg spurte henne ikke fordi hun lå i senga.
Å, jeg sov hun.
Jeg vet.
Okay, Ola,
Yeah.
I need more coffee at some point.
Yes, I'm going to make a just need to...
Okay.
Lillian. It's number 2 on my list with the coffee. I need to put Lillian in the bath.
But
Or shower.
she has showered already this morning.
She has showered already.
We have done that.
That's great.
So Lillian is going to 2 birthday parties today, so we'll cut this stream pretty short. I'm gonna cut it at 11:30 because we need to get her ready for birthday parties. So one of the things on the list was shower, kind of like basic things, but she has showered. So we're done with that. Okay, back to our project. So this happens and dere må være stillere and the family has to be more quiet. Okay, so of course I forgot to do an yarn install because Ula added useSound, so there are some new dependencies. That's why nothing was working. I can see there are some new people, and we are working on Bottled Happiness, where we are bottling children's laughter. And today I'm going to animate this bottle that is just a square right now, but I'm going to try to animate it in some way. And then later on, we will be scanning this bottle that the intern drew, and then we'll try to animate this. We'll see if we can manage to animate each element on its own. I'll have to do some CVG. See, I've never said that out loud. SVG work. Okay, let's see if we can do some yarn develop now.
Skulle du pakke noe med det her innpakningspapiret ditt, eller? Ja.
Det skulle jeg.
Du kan gå og spørre Momo om hun har den koppen som har sånn lokk.
En kopp med lokk.
Husker du gamle dager så pleier kopp som hadde sånn.
And we're getting that warning we got last week too, where it says that React is not defined, or is defined but never used. There has happened something with React now where you're not supposed to import them, but I tried to remove it and it didn't work. So I'm just not going to be too bothered with that. So just to make sure we're not keep on looking at bottlehappiness.app and not our local site, I'm just going to change over to the local site, because I don't know if you've done this, but I've done that a million times where I do changes to my code and then I look at whatever is in production and nothing changes. So we're going to change that over to our local host. So what we want to do now was that we copied the useBoop that Josh has made, and we want to add that somewhere in our source tree. So we don't want to have it in content. We don't want to have it in there. Let's just make a hooks folder. Then we'll make useBoop. Let's have a look at what's going on here. Okay, so we need React Spring at least, so let's do that. We are back to my keyboard shenanigans that people who have been with me on stream before know, because I work on a different keyboard half of the time. And then when I start thinking about it, it doesn't work. There we go. yarn, add React Spring. And then I guess we have to go here and open and copy that as well. I don't think we're gonna. I know Josh wanted us to understand everything, but I don't think I will be able to do that on stream. We'll see how this goes. I have no idea where we're headed with this. Tusen takk, Lillian. Intern gave me coffee. Okay, why my mouse is acting up. Okay, this is better. We are copy pasting code, copy pasta, copy pasta, copy pasta. While I'm doing here, it looks like the intern and the junior dev, Ula, are going upstairs to, or up in the attic, we don't really have an upstairs, to do some Lego building. So we'll also add that into hooks then. Use motion. I'll just call it use motion. I'll just call it whatever they call it. Whatever he calls it. JS. I don't know if you have this, but I have this where I can copy paste multiple things and then, or copy multiple things and then paste them. And whenever I'm on a machine where I can't copy like multiple things, I feel, kind of handicapped in my workflow because I'll copy something new and it will copy over the last thing and then I lose it. So I really enjoy having this this app where I can copy paste several things. I don't know why there's a line through this. Oh, it's deprecated. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to try to useBoop on our button. And I think he adds it outside of the button. So let's see how he uses boop. Oh, so this preferred reduced motion hook is for, I know that in browsers you can set preference that you don't want a lot of animations happening or motions happening because it can be triggering for some people. Some people will get nauseated, some people can have seizures from it and stuff like that. So this prefers reduced motion hook, checks if people have that set, and if they have that set, we will not then do the boop animation for them. So let's see, I can use boop like this, and then I'll just add it around, and then animated from React Spring, useBoop, style, trigger, style, and then on mouse enter is our trigger. So then we'll try to make a component like this. Ooh. I have not, as you understand, practiced this at all. We are just making it up as we go along to see if it works. For this project, For the Silly Side Challenge, I'm doing everything on stream, so there is no cheating. So you get to see all of the nitty-gritty of trying to make this happen. Export, default. Oop. And then let's see if we can add a boop around here, and if that then works. Okay, let's see if this works at all. Let's see. Oh, so we put the hook in a different directory. Can't resolve hooks useBoop. Is that not what I called it? No, I called it useBoop. And the same thing with this. I called it. I didn't. So I guess maybe there's like convention that you should use dashes between the words in hooks in the files, but we'll just go with what I did. Use prefer. And it looks like Snooty. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me. Hula said, "How Snooty?" If you can hear that.
Bye-bye.
And Lillian said, "Bye-bye." That's one of the English words she knows. React is not defined. Is defined, but never used. Oh, so we call it, well, it's used there, isn't it? Something is up with my imports. Like it's saying React is not defined. I guess it's not. I think maybe something is live here at least. Okay, object is not found. Prefers reduced motion. Which file are we in now? useBoop. Prefers reduced motion. Use preferred reduced motion. Yes, maybe it's not exported. It is not exported. For the new people joining in, we're trying to use this beautiful animation concept by Josh that kind of like bring things to life a little bit. It's for the Silly Side Challenge, and we are making bottled happiness with, we're going to animate some bottles, and out of the bottles, children's laughter is going to come out. And I've just been copy pasting what Josh has done, so I might have to go back and. Okay, so everything is working now, at least. Like it's building, but we are not getting any booping. So let's go ahead and have a closer look at Josh's thread here. So is boop, boop timing children, yes. use Spring. So I guess this all should be working. Got the boop over here. Children, we trigger it in here on the boop. Okay, I guess we have to give it. Now we give it on mouse enter. So it should just be like this. It should just need to use the boop around something, but let's have a closer look here. Let's have a closer look where he is. On mouse down trigger. Back to the component. Boop. Yes, keeping it accessible. We've done that. What if I try it on mouse? Mouse click. It could also be because this is a square. There's like not much to. No, I don't think that would be it. On mouse. Could it be that we are asking for preferred reduced motion? And maybe that's true. If we remove that and have it always return the style. No. I guess I have to do as Josh says and actually understand what I'm doing. Or maybe I have to cheat and do a little bit of work outside of the...
Nine, no cheating!
No cheating!
You just have to...
So we'll do some console log then. Applied style. Yeah, I will tell you. So we do get an applied style. Okay. Let's go to our boop component then. And console. So log our style and our trigger. So everything is coming in as it's supposed to, it looks like at least. And now I'm not getting, okay. So this is a good way if you do console log debugging, is to make it an object, because then it's easier to see here what you're logging, because then you get the property name. So the trigger is a function. Maybe it's something to do with boop. Ah, we don't have a boop config. So that's put in here, and then rotation. So everything is just 0. That's probably what's happening. So let's see if Josh has a good boop example of just using the boop. Use boop. Boop, boop. Boop-de boop. Boop-de boop. Let's see. Okay, so let's do this one then. Something happened then. No. It feels like it's not triggering. If I do on mouse enter, on mouse enter, I can console log that is actually happening. Console log. Mouse enter. And then we'll trigger. See if it's actually yeah, it does mouse enter. So let's go to useBoop and see if we can find the trigger. Set useBoop true. Set useBoop true. Then we have a use effect here that is called, and if it's not booped, then we have a trigger. Let's clean this up a little bit so we understand what he's doing. This is a spring. Set is booped false. Timing should be 150, so it should get all of these. So we shouldn't need. It is getting, the useBoop is getting some default pairs. So I'll do 20, 10, for instance. Let's see, and then a rotation of 10. And then it says is. So if is boop, then it shouldn't do any. If it's not is boop, then do nothing. Set a timeout with a timing. Set is booped false when the timeout is done. Trigger. So when it triggers, it should set it to true, which then runs the use effect. So let's see if we is booped effect. It's booped effect. So it's false, it's true, and then it's false again. But why is it not moving or doing anything? Because it should then is booped. The transform is booped, then it should translate, and then if it's not booped, it should transport, and the config is a spring config. The spring config, okay. So maybe I should try with a simpler thing inside. So it's all kind of work. It's booped. Maybe we should do a higher if we do a timing of 100 if we see something. Okay. So yeah, it has a transform. Well, it is translated, but nothing is happening to it. Maybe that's because our button has some. So stuff is definitely happening. It's just not moving. Something is happening to it. So I'm just going to remove this, and then we can do a div. I can't even spell div test. And it is transform, but it's not transforming. Minus 10 pixels. Why are you not transforming? Okay, let's remove all our styling then to see if that's an issue. Just all of this styling. So let's just do the boop. It is not transforming.
Den ble kul, altså. Du må vise det mamma etterpå.
Den er ikke ferdig.
Nei, skjønte det.
Why is it? It's clearly transfer. I can see it there in the browser being transformed, but it's not transforming. So if I just try a simple transform, and I guess translate X. I think that's correct. No, that's not correct. Transform, I mean, not transition, transform. Okay, so that works. And then we can do translate minus 10 pixels. Yep. So that works on the div, but then on this span thing, it's not working. So if I take this away, try it on this span here, minus 10. Minus 10. It's not transforming. Does it need to be a div? Will it transform if it's a div? It will. So I think the problem here then is that it's an inline. It's inline and not. So it's an animated span and the style. So we need the style to be display box, I guess. So I guess if I can do display, isn't it block? Yeah. Instead of an inline. Then we need to refresh to get all of our. Yes, it's working. So our problem was, woohoo! Oh, I'm going to stop doing that. So I copy pasted some code from Josh on his article on Boop, which is like a fun little animation that he has called Boop via Twitter. Twitter has come together and call it Boop because they're a little like, you know, boop, 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 boop kind of thing. And I didn't read the whole article because we are on stream, but I read some of it and then I copy pasted his last stuff. And he is attaching the transforms to a span that was not styled as a block, so we didn't get the effect that we wanted. So I'm going to go and change back all the default values by going back to his article. We will copy paste all of these values again to make sure. The only thing we've done is that we've added this display block to the style so that it will be styled. And then we will need to add back all our stuff and hopefully it now works. Okay. It's not working. I guess it's because we don't have any boop now. So let's do 10. Yes. So by default, it does nothing. And we then need to give it. We need to give some properties to this boop. So I think we do x10, then y10, and it might be booping a little bit. Woo, wiggle, 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 wiggle. So let's cheat a little bit and see what kind of settings. So I've figured this out with kind of all animations and transitions and stuff. I haven't really thoroughly learned it yet. And I think I could understand like what he's doing here, but trying to figure out the right amount of changes to do while things are animated, that's kind of like the hard part. It's getting those parameters right. So that's why I think I might cheat a little and have a look at what parameters he's using for some of these. So a little bit of a bump like that. I think maybe it should just jump a little bit, or just like wiggle. I think maybe wiggle a little bit could be nice. Disconnected boops. I think maybe we'll do this. Boop, boop, boop. But also I might want to have it wiggle for as long as somebody's clicking down and the sound is on, but I don't really know how to do that yet. So I think we're going to cheat and do this one. Do we want? No, maybe it could jump a little bit. We'll do this one. See if we can find some React components in there. Oh, this is not a React component. I don't have React thing. Okay, so I think it's a jump. So it should be X. It's an X to jump up. So maybe just a 5. Let's see what that is. No, the X is sideways, so the Y is up and down. Nice. And I think we want it on click, actually, because that's when the sound comes now. So if we do useBoop, wasn't it on useBoop? No, it was on the boop. So it was on mouse enter. I'm going to change this again. I think I also want to do, what's that called again? On mouse enter, it's an event. So on mouse click, I guess. It doesn't want to do it on mouse click. Oh, it's not on mouse click. Excuse you, me. On click. On click. I'm just going to switch up so we can actually hear and see what is happening. So I can share the sound from the app. Remove. Then I'm going to share the browser with you. going to do Chrome, localhost, and share sound. So let's see how this is now with both sound and animation. I made it so the bottle jumps a little bit, but also because the audio starts on click, I can start it. You can't hear it now though, but if you click, then you get you can start it 10 times and you hear like 10 children laughing on top of each other.
That's why I want to stop. That's why I put stop. It's insane.
Oh my God. Maybe we should bottle up my laughter as well, because this is so much fun. Okay, we have a tiny bit of animation. I think that's all we're going to be able to do today. But before, we have another half hour. So I'll be trying to scan this and make that into an SVG so that we can use it. It's made by Lillian, our intern, and she's 5.5. So I'm going to try to scan this. But first, I will commit all of this code. So what we learned is this span needs to be styled so that it is a block display block. Otherwise, the transformations won't work. So the only change we've done to the code that we copied from Josh here is that we ended up adding the style display block. So I'm going to write that up as an ID for a blog post. So I've tried to on issues, we'll write up a blog post ID so I don't forget them. The animated element needs to be a block, even though Josh's code uses a span. So I fix this by adding and block in the use boop and the use boop style settings. Okay, great. I am now going to added a tiny use boop animation to the bottle. And then let's push that up to GitHub. Git push. And then we always want to do a little bit of a pull request, even though we're not that many. Yeah, yes. Okay, the intern wants to show us something. Okay, come hit. I'm gonna put you on the big one. Okay. What have you made? Hva har du laget, Lillian?
Det et tårn.
It's a tower. Hva slags tårn da?
Bare tårn.
It's just a tower. That's kjempekult. It's really cool. Good job. Hæ? Bra jobba. Pew!
Få den.
Okay.
Og pappa trenger en av de der.
Ja.
Okay,
Og det er ikke noe, for da kan jeg lage dør.
Yeah. Cool.
Pappa, egentlig
Det var sikkert meg. Jeg tok bilde av dere. Det var ikke meningen. Du kan starte den igjen.
I guess I forgot to share the whole screen with you so that you can see what I'm actually doing. There we go. So I did a tiny useBoop, and it solves, or it closes number 16. And create pull request. And then I'm just going to close it myself. Cheat a little. But first we have to check to see if it deploys and works on Netlify before I merge it. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to put this drawing onto the scanner so we can scan it into Illustrator. It's underneath. It's underneath here somewhere. Okay, see if we can scan that now. Or if this has... So that, I don't know about you, but this is when I usually go on Twitter because I get bored. But I am trying to be better with just waiting for these things and doing some other productive work instead of getting lost on the internet again. So let's just open up, not this program. I wanted to open up Preview. And I have my OS in Norwegian. So that was forhåndsvisning. And are we able to scan? Let's see. I'm going to get that scan going before I look at over here. I can see that it's ready. I mean, this will be animation galore. We need to, I need to get this into Illustrator. And then even though some of these go on top of each other, I will try to split them out so that I can animate like all of them separately. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, so it started the scan. So there will be some noise from under the table where the scanner is. And we'll have a look over here to see if this works. Now you won't be able to hear the sound, but I will be able to hear the sound. Okay, so it works. You can see the little audio there. It was jumping up and down. Pretty happy with that. So then we'll just go back here and merge the pull request. Now I'm wondering if it will close that issue because I only wrote it up here. I don't know if it actually closes the issue if it's not in the comment, but we'll have a look to see if it closed that issue 16. Yes, it did close. Okay, I'm getting good with these things. Okay, we now have this beautiful bottle. So let's make it. Okay, we'll save it. Okay, let's save it as, I don't know what we should save it as. We'll just do a bottle archive. And then we'll do something I haven't done in ages. So we'll see if it works. Because what I want to do now is that I want to go into Illustrator and then have Illustrator trace the lines for me so it becomes an SVG. But first, let's just go back to master And then pull down our changes. We are good. Yep. So now I'm going to try and open Illustrator and see how that goes. I don't know, but I've been paying for, that Adobe Cloud for so long. I should probably learn some of these newer tools, but this is what I know. Fun fact, I was actually the art director in Norway's biggest cultural festival. So the university that I went to in Trondheim, which is the technical university of Norway, there is a long tradition. There is a festival every other October that's just called the week Uka. And I was the art director for that because before I started university, or early high school, I kind of wanted to be a graphical designer, but I realized that I had a knack for computers and I started to program a little bit and I really liked that. And I found like the problem solving interesting and challenging. 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Lillian is asking when she's going to a birthday party. Well, anyway, so I ended up applying for the art director role where I wouldn't like do most of the art direction, but I wouldn't do like the, I guess the graphical design, but I was in charge of the group that did all the graphical design. So that was a lot of fun. I think we had a budget of like $1.5 million Norwegian kroners in print materials. So that was a fun and stressful time of my life. But over to this one. Maybe, and things have changed. So this is the original POW sticker, by the way. So when I'm not doing Silly Site Challenge, I make POW, the Privacy First menstrual cycle journal. So we'll try and open the bottle document. And if I remember correctly, there's like a trace. I thought I'd, oh, sorry. I should just do, cool. There was a trace command. Oh, my candles are burning out. Let's see. Let's do what we always do, Let's Google it. Adobe Trace or Illustrator. Image open and then window image trace. That's that. It shouldn't be worse than that. Window image trace. Okay, window. Doesn't seem like it wants to trace. Image selected. Maybe it's because it's the I saved it as a PDF. Let's try to save it as a PNG or a JPEG and see if it wants to trace then. I really want to get this traced by today because I'm closing up in like 10 minutes. Silly site. Save as, export, I guess. JPEG. Let's do JPEG. So if you see what I'm doing wrong, please chime in the chat because it's been such a long time since I was using Adobe. Okay, now, yes, so we just needed it to be, let's see if we can see preview here, if it looks good. Oh, wow. I don't know, let's just do trace and see what goes. Is it traced? If I remember correctly, I kind of had to do undo image tracing, so it has traced. But has it though? Sometimes I had to do like release compound path, I think. Exit isolation mode. Outline. Okay, that was not correct. Oh God. Not what I wanted to happen. Let's not save this. Let's see if we can do it again. Oh, sorry. Open an Illustrator. And then we want to do trace. Let's see if it tells us anything more. Trace panel. With image selectors, check the preview. This will give you a live look at your image vector format. Don't worry if it doesn't look great right away. There are more steps to go. Select the mode and choose the mode that best suits your design. Tab 4. Too few colors, too many colors, just right. Okay, let's see if we can make this work again. So let's do preview. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. But then we do trace. Is it doing the trace now? What is happening? Okay, we got to go back to the click the expand button. Click the expand button. Where's the expand button? Yeah, it's the lights behind me that are going out. It's fine. The expand button. Expand, no color grayscale, outline. Expand button. Expand button. The expand button in Illustrator. If somebody has a clue, let me know. Okay, choose object expand. I think we got it. Ungroup. I tried to take. Ooh, I'll remove that because that was the. And then we do ungroup again. And that are that's all the little. We are getting somewhere. We should we be able to just like how to select all colored, how to select all objects of one color in Illustrator. Then maybe we can collect them all and then we can just delete all of the white because we only want to select same fill color. Select same fill color. Okay, that did not work. That did not work. Okay, I'll have to figure out how to, but why did that not work? Not that envelope for exact same color, but not look for similar shades. Same fill color. Select same fill color. Fill color. I think we got it.
Whoa!
Yes.
Lillian, kom och se! Lillian, kom och se!
Come on, sir. There is your bottles on screen.
Skjønner du når mamma snakker engelsk?
Huh? And now I can move them around. Look. Se, Lillian. Lillian, se. Se, jeg kan flytte på dem. I can
Se,
move
du
them
flytter
around.
de rundt!
So now I can animate them. Jeg kan animere dem sånn at de hopper opp og ned eller går frem og tilbake. Eller noe
Boblene
sånt.
skal boble. De skal røre på seg når barna ler, ikke sant, Lillian? Pappa kommer snart.
I'm going to save that. And we actually have something to work on next week. Woohoo! Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, Lillian. Hva sa du?
Jeg pappa trusen er på vekken fordi jeg skrudde på.
Okay, bra. I think that's all for today. And I also wanted to let you know that I'm going to do a wrap up. I'm going to keep these bottles on screen because they look so nice. Lillian, du må være stille litt, for nå skal mamma avslutte. Told the little one to be quiet so I can actually wrap this up.
Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye,
Jeg skal
bye.
også si bye, bye, bye. Men har du sagt at jeg har lagd bloggpost?
Nei, det var det jeg skulle gjøre nå.
Der er kamera. Hello, camera.
So stay around after they go because I have some things to wrap up. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Jeg må prøve å komme der.
Okay, so Ula has made he started blogging again on an old blog.
Bye, bye.
Ja.
Bye, bye.
Bye, bye.
Kom, pappa.
Nei, jeg må litt til.
Kom.
Jeg kommer snart. Der.
So Ula started blogging again about making stuff. He's all about prototyping, both with code and paper and cardboard and all that kind of stuff. So yesterday I got a new electric bike. I'm renting it, and it's one of those bikes where you can have about 3 kids in the back, but because of COVID they didn't get all of the parts, so there was nothing to cover up the wheels when Lillian was sitting on the back board or whatever it's called. So Ula decided to make one out of cardboard, as you can see here. I think there will be some photos up as well, but yeah, here it comes. So we prototyped a little like saddle for Lillian in cardboard, and it's part of kind of Ula's philosophy on how you should be making stuff, and also my philosophy on how you should be making stuff. You know, make it simple, prototype it first, and then you can use some no-code tools, and then you can start coding or whatever you are comfortable with. So I'm very excited about that. And Ula is then reviving his old blog, Ula Vea. I will link it in the description below. And Lillian is also on it. Okay, I'm gonna make
Og jeg
it.
lagde teipinne.
Okay, kom tilbake og
Ja,
si det.
Lillian, kom tilbake.
Hva gjorde du?
Jeg lagde teipinne.
Ta pek der, Lillian.
So Lillian made the duct tape pieces for the prototype. So we tried to make stuff as a family, and Silly Sight is one of the things we're making together as family, and we make cardboard prototypes together as a family. I will link Ula's blog in the description below, and I will try to get him to set up his own Gatsby blog at some point.
I have a
right?
message. I have a message.
And Ulla has a message.
If if you have made a no-code prototype, like this cardboard prototype, send me an email on ola@olavea.com. OLA@OLAVEA.com.
Yeah, I'll
About
put
prototyping.
it in the description below. Well, I really would like to collect some stories on people creating prototypes with no-code tools, be it cardboard or one of the digital no-code tools, because we are branching a little bit out into no-code tools, trying to help empower people who, can't code to actually make stuff as well. And there, Joy just came on. You are seeing the end of today's stream. But I'm going to do a recap now for yours and everybody else's benefit. We got further with our project. And now, again, I'm going to change over so we can listen to the sound. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. I'm going to share screen as... let's see, I'm going to share Chrome. I have to have Chrome tab to be able to share sound. There we go. Oh, it's huge. Let's do it like this instead. Okay, so this is kind of how it looked last week, but today we managed to add a little animation, and we also got to see the fruits of Ulla's labor, where now when you click it, you can hear laughter. So that's not Lillian. We still have to record her, but that was some free internet laughter. And the funny thing, we don't really know how we're going to do the UI here. So, make suggestions in next Sunday if you have, because now it's on click. But I think maybe I either want it on hover or kind of like on mouse down. But what's funny now is that if you click a lot of times, it goes from kind of wholesome to scary, right? But that's what we did today. And we did it. And now I have to share my whole screen again. Let's see, stop. And then share my whole screen. Share. And we're back. So we did this by following Josh's tutorial on an effect that he has decided, or he would, together with some people on Twitter, decided to call boop, which is like, this is a normal kind of hover. Like this is kind of like a normal, oh, now everything it's just slowing down. This is kind of like a normal kind of boring hover effect, but like using some physics, you can get more of this like fun boop that he calls boop effect. My computer is crashing, so we're not seeing all the effects. So we followed this tutorial. We had one major problem, and that was that nothing was happening because the animation is added to a span element, and it turns out that we need to make the span element display block. Otherwise, the transforms are not visible. So we spent some time trying to figure that out. So if you want to jump back into the stream and see that, that's basically what we did today. But we mostly just copy-pasted what Josh here has been doing. And at the end, we managed to scan Lillian, our intern's nice bottle illustration, and we made it and we managed to vectorize it. So next week's project will be to separate some of these paths, so they're all separate pieces, and then we'll add that to the site and try to animate this in a fun way when the sound comes on. So maybe they'll be like, woo, like bumping a little bit up and down, and when you click the bottle, the sound comes out, something like that. We'll have fun with that on next Sunday, which is the 4th Sunday of Advent, and we'll light the last candle in our Advent calendar, or Advent Sunday candle holder, I guess. That's what it's called. So that's all for today. We are closing early because Lillian has a birthday party to go to, and that's very important stuff. So we now have to find her glittery dress and everything to get her ready. Bye-bye. Hope to see you next Sunday, where we will animate this beautiful illustration made by Lillian. Bye bye.
Jag sätter den tillbaka.